面ライダーエボル。
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy TL Savage here, back with another episode of Savage Explanations. And as I said last time, we gonna start with this dude, Evolto, who might be the strongest dude I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, this dude is no joke. But yeah, we just gonna, this is gonna be part one of I don't even know how many. So don't ask like, well, how many parts? I don't know. Alright, I don't know. But I know we gonna start with that motherfucker all the way on the left. You dig? Evo was born a long time ago on the planet called Blood, brothers, who was the king of Blood, but sometime later, Killbus went ahead and decided to destroy the planet Blood for some reason or another. But Evo took the box, the Pandora's box, you see it up there in the corner, and him and some other people decided to just leave. Now, when they left, they had nothing to do, but they just started destroying planets. Now, they eventually ended up on Mars. There's no really information on like why they decided to attack Mars and how they started it. But what's known is that using the Pandora box, Evo was able to create the Pandora Tower, which created black holes that destroyed Mars and turned it into the desolate planet we know it to be today in Build's universe and all that. Anyway, but the Mars Queen Vernage decided to fight Evo one-on-one. She was able to damage his Evo driver and separate his soul from his body. However, Evo put himself into the Pandora's box, my bad, in order to save himself. However, a few years later, don't know how many years later, but a few years later, astronauts came. No. A few years later, there was a probe sent to Mars from Earth, and Evo was like, that's real interesting, and decided to attach himself or part of himself to the probe. Now, in return, the Essence decided to be like, alright, I'm off the probe. What I'm about to do, I'm about to go ahead and possess the first thing I see. And it found Yuri Banjo, then who is the security guard of the probe, basically. And it's kind of I don't know how to say this, but the Essence essentially inserted itself and then freaking attached its genes to her son, my favorite character, the boy Ryuga, who was born in a month. Pretty much, she's a 2-month pregnancy, which already is like, what the hell? But that's besides the point. But Evo's Essence was there, but nothing ever happened. However, 13 years after that, the Kiwami Project sent a manned mission to Mars, which is where Evo met, well, not really met, but where Evo possessed Soichi Itsunuri, who is the father of Misora Itsunuri. And if you want to know who Misora is, she was that girl in the opening that was looking all lost and all that. Yeah, that's her. Anyway, he possessed Soichi after he touched the Pandora's box, and it created 64 bottles, which are the main collectible for this series, and from his memories of his daughter and what his daughter liked and all that. And that's how the Evols were made. Soichi also took the Evol driver, which was still damaged, and the box with him, obviously. When they returned, basically on the return to Earth, however, Soichi, and quote unquote, decided to touch the box. However, Evo, not being strong enough yet, kinda created a big wall that split up Japan into 3 different sections: Seito, Hokuto, and I forgot the other name. Toto, there we go. How am I getting Toto? Basically, meanwhile, Vernage decided to be like, okay, and possess Soichi's daughter as well. After arriving on Earth and being there for a little bit and getting hired by Namba Heavy Industries president, basically he joins a new corporation called Faust, which has Gentoku Himuru as kind of the false leader, and then someone called Takumi Katsuragi as the main scientist. who Gentoku actually shut down the project of, but kind of went crazy after the Skywall incident, because Skywall made people become, power hungry. But besides that, basically, Takumi Katsuragi created basically all the belts and tech that you'll see in build. Like everything that was there, he either built or thought of. Somewhere in this time frame, Evolto gained something called a trans steam gun, also an invention of Katsuragi, and the Cobra full bottle, becoming Bloodstalk, which is the middle character right there. Basically, Takumi, however, found out about Evolto's origins, and he tried to quit Faust and expose everybody. But Evolto kind of said, "Where you going?" Knocked him out and erased his memories. However, that's when someone else came in. His name was Taro Sato. And see, when Evolto saw Taro, was it Taro? Yeah, when he saw Taro, he was like, "Oh, well, I can't have no witnesses," and he killed Taro. But after that, right, Evolto decided to switch their face. He can do that. That's just one of his powers. He can switch faces with anybody. So basically, Takumi Katsuragi now has Taro Sato's face, and Tatsuro now has Katsuragi's face. And they decided to go even further and frame Ryuga for the murder, because it had been about like 22 years since Ryuga was born. And using that, Evolto then took Katsuragi and experimented on him at first with nebula gas, which is it can make you either a monster of the series, or it can turn you into a writer if you have a high tolerance to it, basically. If you don't have a high tolerance or you're sick, it's an L. But if you the writers, basically, you're good. Unless you're like Evolto, then you're just already good. However, on September 5th of some year, not really sure when, but I'd say it'd probably be 2016, considering that build takes place 2017, and by the time you start build, something has been built for a year. But basically, he stages a setup where he takes Katsuragi and places him in an alleyway where it's raining, and then Soichi, aka Evolto, just happens to stumble upon this amnesiac man, takes him in to his shop where Soichi is now running to kind of, keep up appearances. Using that, Soichi actually named Katsuragi, gave him the name of Sento Kiryu. And, after doing all that, Soichi kind of then decided to tell Sento and his daughter Misora, who had been in a coma from getting possessed by Renage, and who was at fault creating the full bottles for them. She's the one that can kind of she's the only one that can create them, basically. Like, if she's not creating them, then technically speaking, you cannot create one. There might be some, slight breaks in this rule, but basically, if she's not creating them, you can't get them. And uses this and tells them both to actually start fighting smashes, which is where the series actually begins. All that is pre-series material, and some of that is also other character material. I think I'm gonna leave it here though, because honestly, I kind of want to save like the in-series stuff for like later, when I get like the actual basics of everybody else down. So I might do just like pre-series stuff for everybody first, then do, in-series stuff. But anyway, if you like this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, go ahead, hit that bell too while you're at it, because you know YouTube's not going to give you anything if you don't hit that bell now. So yeah, go ahead, hit the bell, make sure you're on all notifications, and I'll see y'all Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't know. We'll see.